Hello, guys, and welcome back to our channel. So, today I'll be discussing three things with you. So, the first thing being the Fenerbahce game, which United played in the Europa League midweek in the last week. And the second is the West Ham game, which was played on Sunday. And there is another big thing at the end of the video. So, do not skip the video. Do watch the video till the end for the big news there. So, let's go. Now I'll be discussing about the Europa League game which was in the midweek against Fenerbahce. So another frustrating draw for United in the Europa League or any competition for that matter in this season. So the scoreline for the game was 1-1 for Fenerbahce and United. And with this draw, so United have played three games in the Europa League. All three have ended in draws. So yeah, currently we are still unbeaten in the European games. And yeah, I don't know. We can't see a win in sight so far in the Europa League because every time we score a goal, we concede in some time. But yeah, let's get to that later. So coming into the game, Eriksson was the goal scorer for us again. In the 14th or 15th minute, he scored the first goal of the game, and after that, it was pretty much an even game for us. But Rashford had one big chance after that goal. He came in from the right, cut in, and the goal was just wide of the pole. So if that would have been converted, the scoreline could have been different. But nonetheless, after that. We saw a brilliant double save from Onana in the 35th, 36th minute. Both were point blank headers, and he saved both of them. So great going for him, considering the performances which he had in the last season. So this season he is very much improved and looks to be a part of the team very well. And yes, as we go into the stats part. So United were not the stats, sorry. United were 1-0 up in the 15th minute, as I said, and ended the first half at 1-0. Also had that one Rashford chance which we missed, and the double save from Onana. With that, United end the first half at 1-0 up, and things were looking good because United played good football, great football in the first half because we were pretty much the attacking side in the first half, and the stats showed as well. We'll get into that later. Then in the start of the second half, Fenerbahce scored in the 49th or 50th minute to make it 1-1, and eventually the game went on to end at 1-1. But in the second half also, after they scored a goal, after an hour mark or so, United had some pretty good chances because we once again started to attack in that game after conceding that equalizer, and we had some good chances. One was, if I remember, was from Mazraoui, another header from Delit from the corner, and a couple of more chances which were saved by their keeper, and eventually kept the scoreline to 1-1. And yes, another draw, as I said. So yeah, with that, we'll jump onto the stats part. So United had 48% of the possession in that game. So clearly we were the second best side in the game. But if you look at the goal difference, sorry, if you look at the expected goals, we had a total of 1.21 expected goals in the game. So pretty much more than one, which we had chances of, but we only could be able to secure that one goal. But nonetheless, we scored the goal because we are still struggling for goals. And yeah, we'll come to that part. And a total of 12 shots, which United took, out of which five were on target. And we also had two big chances in the game. So yeah, pretty. If you see overall, barring the possession part, I think we had a pretty good outing in front of the goal. Just the thing is that we weren't able to hit at the back in the back of the net. But yeah, let's see what happens in the future. With that, we will look into the Fenerbahce stats now. They pretty much dominated the game as they had 52% of the possession, and also they had 1.15 expected goals for them. So yeah, pretty much even game if you see in terms of expected goals. And both the teams actually managed to score the number of expected goals for them, which was just over one, but they both the teams scored one goal each. They had total 10 shots on United goal, out of which five were on target, and they also had two big chances for them. So yeah, the two big chances that each of the team had, out of which one of them was converted into goal, and also the five on target, which one of them was converted into goal. So all in all, if you see the game was pretty much even, and both the teams played well. To be fair, because anyways, United is struggling in front of the goal, so any goal which we score now is precious for us. I know I am saying this, saying like this, but as United fans, we have seen our club score goals pretty much every game, and yeah, that thing is currently missing from us. But if you look at the recent games, I think we have been attacking a lot now in the game. Just the thing is, we are conceding and we are not able to, uh, what do you say? We are not able to just get that momentum and put more goals into the back of the net, and stop conceding as much goals which we are scoring. So yeah, that is the one thing which we need to look at in the coming games, because we'll be facing some big teams in the Premier League, but again, we'll come back to that later. Also, there was a big thing which happened in the game, is that Mourinho was given a direct red card for protesting, because there was one penalty appeal, if I'm not wrong, which the Fenerbahce bench was protesting as well, along with the players on the pitch. But it was not a penalty, but during that protest, Mourinho was given a straight red card from the referee, and he was told to sit in the stands and watch the remainder of the game. But yeah, nothing much happened after that. Pretty much the game ended 1-1, and yeah, with that game being done, United sit 21st in the points table with 3 points in three games. That is, all the three are draws. So yeah, we are on an unbeaten run. Just that we are not in that W section. We are just in the D section of that uh, table for us. So hopefully we are able to convert that in the coming games. So yeah, that's the only hope. Yeah. So yeah, that midweek game, Europa League game being done, we jump into the weekend game, which was in the Premier League, game number 9 against West Ham, away from home, and again, United had to face the wooden spoon and lost the game controversially this time. We lost the game 2-1 against West Ham away from home. A frustrating loss again, a controversial loss this time, but we'll get into that later. To start off, Ericsson was our goal scorer. Sorry, Casemiro was our goal scorer. It's in the 81st minute, which he scored the goal. And to be fair, to be honest with you guys, we could have been 2-0 or 3-0 up in that first half. We could have put the game away in the first half, because we had a lot of chances in front of goal. If you remember the Garnacho moment in the fourth or fifth minute, which hit the crossbar, that should have been converted. But yes, if you look at the next chance which we missed, this Garnacho chance would look like a normal miss to us, because Dalo had an open goal in front of us. He had nobody in front because the keeper had left the box already. He had crossed the ball. He was outside the penalty box, and for some reason, Dalo couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, and it just went high and wide. I don't know what he was thinking there. Also, in the commentary, they mentioned that anyways, United are struggling for goals, and that was a gift from West Ham, because they looked shaky for most of the game. Their defense looked shaky for most of the game, because that defense was breached by us by in many times in that game. And to be fair, that should have been put to bed. United should have won the game, either 3-2 or 4-2. I think 3-2 might have been the result, considering even West Ham scored both their goals. So yeah, that was a pretty embarrassing miss from Dalot. Garnacho, I can still give him a benefit of doubt, but Dalot miss, no one, no one can actually forgive him. And they were also discussing in the mid-game break that that Dalot miss should be the miss of the season, right? That should be the miss of the season, because if you show any United fan or any player that miss, he would say the same thing. So yeah, I think now we have to brush past that. And one thing also mentioned, that they said that that Dalot miss would come on to haunt United, and that did haunt United at the very end. And yes, as I said, we should have won the game 3-2 at least. But yeah, that's been the that's been the story for United in the past couple of seasons, going in front of goal and unfortunately things not happening. But yes, the attacking mindset is there in the teams. As we look in the stats, United had 58% of the possession, so we dominated the game away from home. We had a total of 18 shots on West Ham, out of which five were on target, and we created five big chances. Yes, those five big chances, what I'm saying. Those five big chances, out of which only one we were able to convert it. And yes, that has been the story. Also, we had 2.34 expected goals this time around, and we could only convert half of it. So yeah, the things in front of goal are looking good, but those aren't being able to reflect on the scorecard as well as on the points table. So yeah, with that we dive into the West Ham stats. They had 42% possession. They had an expected goal of three, out of which they managed to score two. So kudos to their part. They were one goal short, and they had a total of 12 shots on target, 12 shots on United goal, out of which three were on target, and they had four big chances. So yeah, pretty much even game again, because if you look at the past season record as well, the number of goals United score, they are conceding the same number of goals or even more than that. So that is either not even not helping our goal difference as well as our results as well as our performances. So I don't know what the matter is there. Ever since Ruud van Nistelrooy has been added into the coaching staff of United, the attacking threat has increased for United, so that's a plus point which we have seen, because the front three are playing really well. Even the defensive midfielders are trying to get shots on goal whenever they get those chances. And yes, the attacking play is there for us. Just that we have to put the ball in the back of the net, because yeah, anyways, we have to convert it into goals. And yes, so the talking point is still, like I mentioned, Garnacho hitting the crossbar, Dalo missing the open goal. That was a best chance in the game for if you look at the chances which both the teams had. So yeah, that evidently haunted us at the end of the game. Also, the penalty decision which was there, I can say that it is it was an unfair decision and a very controversial one, because there was nothing as such to be given a penalty. Because if you see, Dillit was trying to clear the ball, but he was stepping away, while Danny Ings from West Ham just barged in. He was looking to score, and in that process, both of them collided, and eventually, but the referee on field, I think, did not give that penalty. The game continued for some time up until the ball went outside, out of bounds. But After that, the game was halted. The referee was on-field referee was asked to go and check the monitor because if you see VAR literally complicated the whole thing. There was no penalty. The referee had no interest in giving that a penalty because there was not much there was contact. I know, but that was in play of the ball. So Dillit did not try to foul him or did not hit him by any means. Just that during the clearing of the ball and also for on Dillit's hand, on Dillit's part, he was trying to get away at the last moment, but that momentum just hit that momentum which he was going for that clearance that hit uh, his knee, that is Danning's knee, below the knee, and I think that must have been the point to give the penalty. But to be fair, there was no such intent of playing Danny Ings. Dillit was trying to play the ball, which evidently happened. Also, United tried to counter appeal that penalty shout by suggesting that Danny Ings had handled the ball, and the VAR had no no bloody interest in that, and they just I don't know, they just wanted to give that as a penalty. And also one thing was pointed out during that VAR session is that during the VAR review that the referee, the video referee which was sitting, so one of the guys had Fantasy Premier League, that is the FPL open with him, and yeah, that was Kevin one of the points to give that a penalty because he might have Bowen in his squad, in his FPL squad, and he might have captained him against United. So yes, that must have been the point. And also on that penalty part, Onana judged that penalty pretty well, just that he was not able to save it. So yeah, that's how it goes because you have a 50-50 chance as a keeper and also as a penalty taker to score and miss. So yeah, with that game, uh, with that penalty, that unfair, controversial penalty scored, uh, proved to be the undoing for United. And after that, 12 minutes were added on, in which United were the most attacking side in that 12 minutes. But unfortunately, we could not convert it, uh, could not equalize the game, and eventually that game ended in a loss, and that penalty proved to be the undoing for us. So, with that game being done, United sit 14th in the points table once again, with 11 points in 9 games, 3 wins, 2 draws, and 4 losses, and a goal difference of -3. Also, I forgot to mention the goal difference in the Europa League table for us is 0. So, make of that what you will. And yes, we have to march on from now because it's high time. 9 games being done, we only have 3 wins, 2 draws and 4 losses. So if you see the fixtures which we had and look at the losses, I think the loss against Liverpool and Tottenham can be understood because they both are top level sides, and both the remaining losses, one against West Ham, which we should have won, and actually the losses which we had in this season, I think one was against Brighton in the start of the season in the initial games. Yes, we could have won that game also because you were playing really good. You were playing attacking and attacking football is what I'm trying to say, and pretty much had the game. But yes, uh, for me, I'll consider the loss against Liverpool and Tottenham to be considerable as per the points table, and not Brighton and West Ham game. But yeah, anyways, this is how sports goes. This is how United have been in the past couple of seasons. So yes, the scenario is we currently sit 14th in the Premier League with 11 points and 21st in the Europa League. with 3 points in 3 games. So the next game which we are going to have is a midweek game, which will be an EFL Cup game, uh, which will be against Leicester City at home, which will be at around 1:25 a.m. Indian Standard Time. I don't remember the date exactly, but this will be a midweek game for us, EFL Cup game, Carabao Cup, which we know. So hoping we go past Leicester this time, we convert the game into a win and move on to the next round. Because Premier League title is not again, we are not the contenders in that. So we have been hearing this for the past three, I think 2 3 seasons, and yeah, I think we have to win that game. Unfortunately, that game won't be telecasted in India, so the next video which I'll be talking about that game will be based on the highlights and the stats which I see. So yeah, I have some big news for you all. So if you have made it this far, so this will be uh, breaking news regarding our club. So yeah, let's move into that. So the news which you are waiting to hear, which was inevitable, that is Eric Ten Hag has been sacked as United manager, or the news might say he stepped down from the managerial post at United. And I think the reasons being for his sacking or his stepping down are that the results were disappointing. First, the results were disappointing. We were poor and inconsistent in the performances in the recent past. We were sloppy in possession, but that improved in the past 2 3 games. And we were unorganized. Point number four. Because if you might have looked in the previous games, we were very much unorganized, and there was uh, nothing of sorts because anything was happening in the game, which leads us to the fifth point. That is no style or no tactics of play. We saw Ten Hag in his first season, which had a lot of passing and attacking football, but that wasn't reflected in the past couple of seasons. And we were actually hoping for him that he might be he would use the same tactics which he used against which he used during his time at Ajax, but that unfortunately did not happen. So these were the 5 points from my side. I think will be the reasons for his sacking. Also, with the sacking of Eric Ten Hag, we are seeing a new manager, an interim manager in Ruud van Nistelrooy. So let's hope with this interim manager part, Ruud van Nistelrooy transforms this team into a beast side, and we for once start scoring goals. And yeah, comment below what do you think about the decision by United board with the sacking of Ten Hag. So yeah, with that news, I think this will be it for this video. We discussed the Fenerbahce game. We discussed the West Ham game, and also we discussed about the sacking of Eric Ten Hag. So that is the big news coming in from the club. So do mention in the comments below what do you think of the current United setup? How will things go? Also mention where will we finish in the Premier League points table, and who should be the next United manager permanently, because I have heard some news regarding Ole, who might be reassigned to United as a manager after Van Nistelrooy's interim manager stint. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That helps me a lot in creating more videos for you guys. And also, I think there will not be videos in the coming week because in India we'll be celebrating Diwali. So wishing everyone a very happy Diwali from my side and my family. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, see you guys for the next one. Till then, thanks for watching.